or so many of your others. How do you perfect it? Are you looking in a mirror? Are you in the shower? When do you hammer it home?
I don't think about it that way. I mean, I sort of have an idea inside me that I understand how this person speaks, and then I corroborate that listening to, if it's someone from another country, I listen to tapes of people speaking, or I go, downtown and sit in a cafe where, in New York, polyglot America, you can hear everybody. I listen in. I love listening in restaurants. Yeah.
You can still be anonymous.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
You had amazing success with Mamma Mia, and Broadway loves you. Any idea of possibly coming to Broadway, being on the stage anytime soon?
I don't have a plan for that, but I would like to. I always said that when my children grew up and went to college, that I could maybe think about doing that, and that happened this year. So I'm looking. If you know any,
Ms.
if you know any
Streep,
plays.
Hi, I'm sorry. I'm Ted from E up front, right in front of you. Hey, thank you for your words, your benevolent words. I appreciated that. But I want to ask you about Julia Child, and congratulations on your role.
Thank you.
Awesome. Was it ever, forgive me if this has already been addressed, but was it ever researched how Julia Child felt about her work being repurposed like that? Because in the film it seemed to be like she was edgy about it, but it never really got answered.
Yeah. Well, yes. In the film, we refer to accurately the fact that she, in her 90s, was not amused by the fact that Julie Powell was writing a blog about cooking her way through mastering the art of French cooking. And Julia Child was disgruntled because she felt that this person was not being serious about cuisine, which is something that Julia was a sunny personality, but she really took this quite seriously. She tried to establish a master's degree in gastronomy at Boston University, and she wanted it to be considered a serious point of study. So
it was the approach. It wasn't the fact that the work was being reformatted, per se.
I think it was the fact that, well, she wasn't reformatting Julia's own work. Julie Powell wasn't changing the recipes. She was just cooking her way through it. But I think she was offended by the language. She was a lady of a certain age, of a certain time, when you didn't say fuck, 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 fuck all the time. So, she was not used to it, and I think it upset her.
Ms. Streep, right here, in the back. Oh, right here.
Hi.
Hi. Congratulations. I absolutely loved the movie.
Thank you.
Did you cook before, or did this film really inspire you to kind of take up a new hobby?
I have 4 children. I cook constantly and have for many years, but not well. So it was an inspiration to kind of dive back in, and also, it's a smaller group and not so many diverse palates in the group. Like, one of my children only ate white food for many years, and it was really hard to accommodate to that. So, but it's more fun now when it's just me and my husband.
Meryl?
Yeah.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hi.
So one of the most fascinating things of covering you is that you're one of the most accomplished actors in the world today, with all the awards and all the movies that you do, but you somehow are out of the limelight. We don't have paparazzis lurking out of the trash bins, and you and your husband fighting it out. He was in the Critics' Choice. He was in a golf game or something.
Yeah.
Do you choose? Can you, as such a famous personality like you, choose to lead a life that doesn't have all this craziness around you?
Well, I think it was easier for me when I was coming up. There was no such thing as the 24/7 news cycle. I think for younger actresses, the scrutiny is very, very hard. The blogosphere, where people comment on their weight, their appearance, endlessly tearing people down, that always happened, but it sort of happened in, apartments and restaurants, and you didn't hear everybody's opinion of you. But now I think it's kind of a relentless drag on people's And it interferes with your ability to be a good actress if you're constantly self-aware of yourself as a person. To me, it isn't valuable to think about how I'm coming off, you know, all the time if I'm trying to create a character, because that's a thing that I like to it's a process I love, and it just is sort of like falling in love and, you know, surrendering to another person, in this case, a character. Yeah.
Miss Streep, I'm here. I'm here.
You're here. You're here.
I'm here. I'm
Everybody's
here. I'm here.
waving. Okay. Hi. Because the sound, you know, comes from Encino. And
Easy question. At this stage of your life, what do awards mean to you?
Well, I mean, it means a great deal to have the approbation of the people in my community, my film community. It's a little family. I don't live in the glare of the spotlight. I come, you know, from my little outside life and come into this room where everyone that I've ever worked with is, people I love, people I would love to work with, people I admire, people whose work I've followed forever. And it's like a little homecoming. It's sort of great to be able to come to these award shows, and that means a lot to me. The award itself is from the Hollywood Foreign Press, who have seen me for 30 years in movies, and they're still not sick of me. That means something to me. It really does, because it's hard to remain new, you know, so.
Miss Streep.
I'm very proud to get this award, especially for this movie, because I love this movie, and I loved the script, and I think it's a good signal to the business, to the financial end in our business, that movies that on the page would seem like a middle-aged woman is cooking. It just seems so boring, and yet it has its audience. It was a big hit, and that's good news.
Miss Streep, being such a celebrated actress, so there's a lot of people who look up to you, especially a lot of young people. What advice do you have for young people who want to break into acting and one day be just like you?
Well, I think, you know, I always say to my daughters, you don't ever have to do anything you don't want to do. And don't read things about yourself. Don't read the blogs. It's really hard not to Google yourself and get into the horrible vortex, but it's much, much better. Better for your mental health and everything else. If you try to lessen the self-awareness and the self-consciousness.
Hi, Meryl.
Hi.
How do you stop yourself from becoming over the top in your roles?
I never stop myself from that. That's my chance.
Hi, congratulations.
Hi.
Thank you for a
Thank
beautiful acceptance speech. And I'm trying to picture you with your mom when you were little and your mom was cooking. Is there any memory?
My mother
you have?
hated cooking. My mother had one cookbook. It was the Peg Bracken I Hate to Cook book. I remember it. It's this woman smoking a cigarette, I think, on the thing, on the cover. And my mother didn't smoke, but she said if it's not done in 45 minutes, it's not dinner. And yeah, we had a lot of frozen food. When I was 10, I remember going to a kid's house, and she and her mother were in the kitchen doing something to tennis balls. I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "We're peeling potatoes." I said, "That's not potatoes. Potatoes come in a box." Because I actually didn't know that. But my mother knew how to have a good time. She really did. And she really lit up the room when she entered it. Yeah.
Hi, Meryl.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A lot of actresses sort of complain when you hit 40 in Hollywood, it's really tough. Have you found it to be difficult, hard to get those really strong roles? Or they come for you in
Boy, I don't know. It's been like, I'm trying to hold all the offers back, darling. Not really. It's, you know, I haven't ever felt that I haven't had a chance. I haven't really felt that. yet. Maybe that's coming next year. Maybe this is all, who knows. But I'm really enjoying it as it comes. And I think that the business has changed. I think it really has changed a great deal for women. I remember when I did the bridges of Madison County, I was 45. And there was a big fight with the studio because they said I was too old. And my co-star, Clint, was 65, which I thought was really old. And now he seems like, seems like he was a kid to me now. But I think Sandra Bullock is 45 now. And it's a little bit better. The perception of her is different than 10 years ago it was for me. So whatever. It's getting better. Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.